Hey, hey, hey! We're starting.
I wasn't done inhaling.
Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have Big Vic with me.
Hello.
And we are going to go over we already went over the Dark Angels. We're looking back at Faith and Fury, and we are looking at the, the Grey Knights today. I got confused because he keeps looking at, like, the Dark Angels, and we're both, like, really disappointed with Master Lazarus.
Yes, the one Dark Angel character not named after a fallen angel.
Yeah, that really bugs me, too. That's why he's not part of the Inner Circle. Also, somebody pointed out to me that the Inner Circle might be a reference to Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I was like, that's pretty neat. I also broke a nail at some point.
Huh.
I broke a nail.
Terrible.
I know. Should just stop recording. Can't do this anymore.
He is not part of the Inner Circle.
No, he is. Inner Circle.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, I'm bad at this.
Yeah,
Okay, Grey Knights.
Grey Knights. Let's talk about Grey Knights. So, Grey Knights went from pretty much unplayable to decent. We have seen some good lists come here and there. Really good players playing with them, by the way. And now we're going to see them being played a lot more because, yeah, oh my god.
They're not easier to play. They're better, but they're not easier to play.
So, there you have it. Boom, right there.
That's basically the entire review.
Yeah.
It's literally...
All right, we're done. Good,
Yeah.
good video. Good video.
So if you go full Grey Knights, you get Masters of the Warp, which is their, like, super doctrine.
Yeah.
And so you get to choose one of 4 tides. Tide of Fury, Tide of Convergence, Tide of Shadows, and Tide of Escalation.
But there's no low tide.
Or High Tide.
Yeah.
Or Mid Tide.
Mid tide sucks.
There's an ebb and flow reference there. Okay, so...
It's probably an Evangelion reference there.
So Tide of Fury, whilst this tide is dominant... Okay, so it's different tides are dominant. There's a psychic power to switch between them.
Oh, so dominant and switch. Keep that in mind.
So Tide of Fury, whilst this tide is dominant, as opposed to submissive, when resolving an attack made with a nemesis weapon for an infantry model, so it does not include Dread Knights.
Yeah, it doesn't include Dread Knights. It does include Dreadnoughts.
Well, they don't have force weapons.
Yeah, they... Oh, no, that's the Blood Angel one.
Yes.
The Blood Angel one does.
Yeah. Yeah, the chapter
Wait.
of... The chapter of Librarians does not have a Librarian Dreadnought. It's the chapter of...
Angels.
Roman gladiator angels that has a...
Yeah, but shouldn't... Like, aren't there Dreadnoughts Psychers anyway?
Not in this edition.
No, they are.
Are they?
Yeah, they can cast psychic powers.
Oh.
Wait,
okay.
can they?
I don't know.
I forgot. We're good at this. It's a great
I just
review.
judge events. I don't play them anymore. Yes, an infantry model with this ability. So you reroll wound rolls of 1 for nemesis weapons. Yeah. Okay. So Tide of Convergence. Here's actually I'm gonna skip over to Tide of Shadows, the one you're actually gonna start the game with. So whilst this tide is dominant, a unit with this ability receives benefit of cover to its saving throw, even while it's not entirely on or within a terrain feature when resolving.
So yeah, that's the one you're gonna stick with pretty much the entire game.
And then when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against a unit with this ability while it's entirely on or within a terrain feature, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Doesn't have to give it cover. It just has to be a hill.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, hills. Are
The hills are alive.
with the sound of dead
Daka.
Grey Knights. Well, living Grey Knights after this. But yeah, so the neg 1 to hit, you're going to start it out, I think, at the start of the first battle round, so that's before anyone starts going. You arbitrarily pick a tide, and then, so you pick Shadows if you're going second, and if you're not going second. So this is after the siege roll, too, so you'll know if you're going first or second.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, once you pick which tide is active.
Because isn't it Space Marines have to pick prior? Or they start in Devastator.
They start in Devastator, period, which means that you play the guys who like Devastator, which is Dark Angels, Iron Hands, and...
Pretty much any Space Marine. If I'm running them.
Imperial Fists, Crimson Fists who actually function. Yeah, so you start out in Tide of Shadows if you're going second, and you probably start in Tide of Convergence or Escalation if you're going first. Probably Escalation, so I'm just going to go completely out of order from the book. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, see? He has a Psyker.
Yeah.
So that entire time I was checking on Battlescribed, which is what we use to make our lists and everything. Pretty much everybody uses. And I checked to see if he was a Psyker, and he is.
Don't worry, that'll be like the one error in all of Battlescribe now.
Yeah, yeah. Huh, I wonder if he can... It would be cool if he can get a force weapon. I mean, it wouldn't really do anything. It'd be D6 damage, but still.
It'd be all the force weapons are D3 damage.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, even
worse.
the Dreadnoughts, isn't it?
The Librarian one has a special weapon. It's like a Dreadnought Force Glaive, something like that.
See, give that to the Grey Knight.
Stick. He has a big stick, like plunged into his left arm.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, does that thing, like, all I'm imagining is, like, as he goes to go down, the guy just, like, dodges out of the way, he's like, ha-ha, and just extends.
So all I can think of with it is Big O.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, all the stuff, all the drama that happens in that show is inside his cockpit.
Yeah.
But all it's really doing is psst, psst, and that's it. That's all that's happening outside of the Big O. But he's like, oh, I'm doing all this dramatic movements in this cockpit that has no moving parts, except it's all mechanical. So, like, I don't know. Okay, so
I want to watch Big O again.
It's bad.
No, it isn't. Shut up.
It literally is in an endless loop that doesn't work because the
I like
endless at the end of the endless loop of the beginning of the new loop, something has changed, so it's an endless loop that doesn't self-repeat. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Tide of Escalation. It's pretty simple. When you manifest Smite psychic powers, if it's not resisted, it inflicts 1 additional mortal wound.
So your baby smites are dealing 2.
Which means they're more reliable than regular smites, which means they're now better.
Yeah, actually. Because smite is D3 for the most part.
Yeah, and so now they're just doing 2 and 4 against demons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're going first, or if you're going into like doing work mode, you cast the power at. So like, let's say you start out in Tide of Shadows at during your psychic phase.
Don't they always do their smites on 5 because they're baby smites?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's actually ooh.
So yeah, 12-inch range though. Right? They lose some range, I think.
Yeah, I think they
I haven't
do.
read the codex in a while. So you do Tide of Shadows, then you switch it out at the beginning of your psychic phase in order to do Tide of Escalation. And then the next round, you do Convergence, or if you're going first, you start out in Tide of Escalation. And then at the end of your Psychic phase, you switch out for Tide of Convergence to get your shooting better. So Tide of Convergence is add 1 to the strength and damage of psi weapons.
And that even includes their close combat weapons.
No, that is a nemesis weapon.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Which is the Tide of Fury.
Yeah, so the one is increasing, like, the psi ammunition. Does it work on the vehicles?
Oh, it becomes a psi weapon if they're using the psi weapon stratagem.
No. I mean, so their Land Raider, one of their Land Raiders, the Land Raider Prometheus, actually has a psi bolt cannon on top of it.
If it says psi, PSI, or PSY, because 2 different people did the spellings in this book for some reason, it has been fact or it's stated in here, it's one of the 2, that it is affected by it.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go.
So that's psi in it. So if you have like store bolters and then you use the psi ammunition stratagem, it becomes a psi weapon for that stratagem.
All right. And in order to use this stratagem, all you have to do is pay the command points and sing Gungam style, and you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody's going to get that reference.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. So they have a chaplain now who has is a psyker?
Yeah, is the psyker.
And is a chaplain.
Yeah, psychic chaplains.
Good. And they got...
So he's doing something every phase.
Yep. So he has litanies. So yeah, one is...
They're all the same, aren't they?
Not quite. So like one is like... So it is their own... It is actually their own litanies. It's the litanies of purity. So they have... One is... What is it? So So the first one is an aura of 5 up, feel no pain against mortals.
Which is okay.
It's pretty good. The second one is targeting, so you have to be on the board. You can't deep strike in the round because it happens at the beginning of the round. Mm-hmm. So if you deep strike in, he's not on the table at the beginning of the round, you don't get it. So if he's on the table at the beginning of the round, Words of Power then goes select one friendly Grey Knights unit within 6 of this model, when resolving an attack made by a model in that unit with a weapon that has a random damage characteristic, and everything in the book has a random damage characteristic.
I hate random damage.
So the fun part is if you do so Smites doesn't count, but if you have silencers, they're D3. Yeah. And then you go on to your Nemesis weapons that are D3 again. Yeah. So you're double dipping. Not that I've ever seen a Grey Knight successfully swing a Nemesis weapon. You can reroll the dice when determining the damage inflicted. So you basically reroll ones.
I mean, they're just a shooting army for the most part, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a psychic and shooting army, and then if you get into melee with them, they start swinging you with their giant whippy sticks.
Yeah. It's actually funny. It's actually funny. They play surprisingly similar to Thousand Suns.
Who knew?
Yeah. Wow. Wowzers.
I wonder where that came from. So
definitely not a design choice.
Yeah, no idea. Their third prayer is blah blah blah. Yeah. So select one unit within 6, Grey Knights unit within 6. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon, ignore all hit modifiers and ballistic skill modifiers.
So all of the Jormungandr and Eldar trickery won't save them.
Here's a fun one. So it says ballistic skill modifiers. So.
Oh my God! You get around things like characters.
No.
No, like the character word. Not okay. Let me rephrase this. Okay. You know how, the Grots have that ability... Not the Grots, the Grot guns, where you can't shoot them unless they're the closest? Is that a modifier?
So, Grot guns specifically now, they have a base. Mm-hmm. They have no rules. They have no wounds. They're an accessory to the gun that's hanging out for fluff reasons. Yeah. They don't exist on the table. Oh. You can't target them. You can't shoot them. You can't assault them. If you, they don't really exist. They're in this weird rules thing where they don't want to put the whole thing on one big base. But Grot guns are weird. So if you're thinking of you can't shoot this, if you're just stopping targeting, it doesn't stop that. What it does stop is auto hits on a 6.
Oh, okay.
So what is it? Calexis assassins
and orcs
and. So
Orcs always hit on 6s.
Well, they always hit on a 6.
Oh, okay.
So it's Daka. And then you can use a stratagem to Daka on a 5. And that's not modifying their ballistic skill. That's changing when they hit, which is weird. But yeah, this stops ballistic skill modifiers. So it's not just hit modifiers, it's also ballistic skill modifiers. So if it would automatically hit on a 6, or if it can never hit on less than a 6, or changes their ballistic skill to a 6, it ignores all of that. Ooh. So yeah, it's it's a bit of a paradigm shift. I think that's the first time in the game that's happened. Probably wrong. Refrain. So prayer 4, refrain of convergence. If this litany is inspiring, when the deny the witch roll is taken for this model, add 3 to the result. So it's cool, but it has to be for the chaplain.
Specifically.
So you never do it.
Yeah.
Recitation of Projection. You do get to... It's not the closest. You get to choose which one's doing it. And
okay.
Grey Knights have 1 million denies because every unit is a psyker. So, yeah, you probably get to do it, but it's
That's better.
Yeah. All of them are better so far. Recitation of Projection. Trying to fix your nail there.
Yeah, I am.
Recitation of Projection. If this litany is inspiring, select a unit, Grey Knight unit within 6. Add 6 to the range characteristic of bolt weapons and psi weapons in that unit that it's equipped with. So that can be good.
Yeah, it gets them in range turn 1.
Yeah. Indication of focus. If this litany is inspiring, select one friendly Grey Knights unit within 6 of this model. When resolving an attack made by a model in that unit with a nemesis weapon or psi weapon, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that weapon by 1 for that attack.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, so you're just adding 1 to all their stuff for a turn. For 1 unit, which is not bad.
So which one would you pick?
Well, you pick 2. Right? So me, I'll probably do Words of Power. Probably in... So it depends. So, like, Words of Power is like the every time. If there's hit modifiers, Intonement of Guidance. If there's no hit modifiers. Like, if there's, like, a ton of Psychers, though, I might even take Refrain or Convergence.
Okay.
Because, like, if I'm up against...
Now, these you get to pick in any game. Like, you get to pick them as you're deploying, right?
Yes. Let me double check how.
Okay.
Because I haven't used a chaplain in a couple weeks. Knows Litany of Hate, and 2 other litanies from the litanies that we just talked about at the start of the battle round, blah, blah, blah. So it knows them, so I would just say before the game, and not on your army list.
So that's actually really good because you can swap them in between games if you're at a tournament.
Yep, so it's like Psychic Powers, you swap them out.
Yep.
The notable exception for that in the game is Exarch Powers. You have to designate it on your army list now.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, because they used to just have one, and
Yeah.
now there's Psychic Awakening Phoenix Rising that gives you a bunch of new ones that you can switch to,
Yeah.
and then add the default one in addition to for 1 CP, and you can only do it once. That was a weird one.
That was. And that's really the only unit they got was the Chaplain.
Yes, that was the only.
And they can also
model
take
they
a
got.
Chaplain Dreadnought, so take a Chaplain Dreadnought. Actually, let's see if they can take a Chaplain Dreadnought. 'Cause...
Can they? I don't know. Yeah, so Grey Knights, they got Transhuman Physiology. Yep. So it's the same thing as the
Doomglaive Dreadnought? What the hell's a Doomglaive Dreadnought?
Can't begin to know. So a lot of the stuff that they got, do we want to just go through these entirely?
Yeah.
Only 2 pages. Transhuman Physiology, it's copy and pasted from the Space Marines Codex. It's one of the best. It's 2 CPs. You can never wound that infantry, that non-vehicle unit, non-vehicle, non-servitor Grey Knight unit on less than a 4. So 1, 2s, and 3s just fail. So it's not a wound modifier. It just defines what fails in the first place.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. So that had a bunch of weird callings. So Overwhelming Assault. So this is one
It actually
thing for
doesn't
Dreadnoughts.
look like they can take it.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. That sucks for them. Chaplain Dreadnought's the best unit ever right now.
Because they're a character that's T7 and 8 wounds, 9 wounds. So they're hard to take down. And they always have a last cannon. Always.
Yep. And Heavy Flamer. Or Stormbolter.
I mean, if you're using those and you're putting them at risk of just...
Well, it's like something Deep Struck next to them, or you're
Yeah.
late in the game.
It's still hard to get to them, though. Okay, Overwhelming Assault. It's in the fight phase. Selects 1 Nemesis Dreadnought unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to attacks characteristics of that unit. And when resolving an attack made by a model in that unit, you can reroll a wound roll of 1, and you can reroll a damage roll of 1. So it's just...
Just sounds like it's good.
Yeah, so you're getting 1 more attack, and you're rerolling wounds and damage rolls of 1.
So that's really good.
Yeah. It's 1 CP too, so like you just do it. A lot of the stratagems in the book, and I don't think Dread Knights are affected by Masters of the Warp.
I don't think they're infantry.
I don't know if it's infantry that get infantry. Okay, so they get Tide of Escalation and they get Tide of Shadows, but they don't get Tide of Convergence and Fury. So the damage modifiers. So basically, the defensive ones and the defensive one and the psychic one they get. The shooting one and the melee one they don't.
No, they don't have infantry.
Yeah, they're a vehicle, right?
Sort of.
Or no, are they a monster?
So let's see. Take a look.
Categories. They're a vehicle.
Yeah. That's interesting that it's a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Junit is a vehicle.
Yeah, the Nemesis Baby Carry is a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Really small based one. That was a weird one.
What, Junith?
Yeah.
Junith is amazing.
She's a vehicle. She's a vehicle. Okay, so Masters of Combat uses, so it's 2 CPs, uses stratagem in the fight phase when a Grey Knight's Paladin squad, or unit, from your army that has not been chosen to fight with this phase is chosen as the target of an attack. Until the end of the phase, when a model in the unit is destroyed, before that model is removed from play, it can fight as if it had been chosen to fight. So you have the Space Marine fight again banner as a stratagem.
Which actually is pretty decent.
Yeah. It's use it in the fight phase when they're targeted. Yes. Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's really good then.
So it cannot have already fought. So it doesn't get to fight again.
Yeah.
It's if they're going later on in the phase and you take them as a later one waiting to get interrupted or something like that, and you slap this on as kind of like it's almost like a counter spell, like a trap card, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a counter play. It's a reactive play. So dynamic insertion.
Dynamic entry. Go watch Naruto.
1 CP. God. Use the stratagem when a Grey Knight's unit from your army is set up on the battlefield using this teleport strike ability. Everything has teleport
Deep strike. Yes.
Except for strike
Dreadnoughts?
squads and dreadnoughts and like whatever. Yeah.
And Nemesis baby
anything
carriers.
that can teleport by fluff can teleport in. So yeah. You can set up that unit anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 3 inches away from any enemy models instead of 9, which is crazy.
That's huge.
If you do, you cannot charge with that unit in this turn.
Oh, that's
fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
You probably do. Yeah, you do it with specific spots, but it's 1 CP.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh yeah. Do Dread Knights like it?
Maybe.
Say infantry.
Okay, sorry about the abrupt cut, but whatever. Here we go. Let's do this.
Are we on dynamic insertions?
Dynamic entry? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one. So yeah, so for 1 CP you can deep strike a Grey Knights unit.
Yeah, within 3 inches.
3.
You know, just outside of 3 inches.
Yeah.
I actually like this with a big blob unit because, as weird as it is, you could just stop your opponent's entire advance on turn 2.
Yeah, I mean you can do that with a regular deep strike too, though.
Yeah, but not 3 inches away. It forces. It's much scarier when you can do that because then you can pick off targets that are further away.
That's fair. You can also try to bring in like a single Dread Knight right next to a character.
Oh my god, imagine how terrifying that would be.
Mm-hmm. It can't charge afterwards. But
no, but that's still a lot of firepower.
Yeah, they have a lot of guns.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is 2 CP for Vengeance of the Machine Spirit. When a Granite's Land Raider model or Storm Raven model from your army is destroyed.
This ability.
That model can either automatically explode, shoot one of its ranged weapons, or make one attack with its melee weapons.
So you explode it.
Oh, those Land Raider melee weapons.
No, but it would be so much cooler if it was on a Dread Knight. Because, like, I don't think Dread Knights can explode.
Be too much. I think they do. I don't know.
Oh, if they can. No, but it's like, you can drop in a... I mean, I guess the Storm Raven's good, because doesn't it explode from its base?
Yes.
Yeah, so a Storm Raven could be cool, and Storm Ravens are pretty good in the, in Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Well, Storm Ravens are just good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
You probably don't do a flying detachment. You probably just do one sprinkled in.
Yeah, you just toss one into the detachment.
So 1 CP for big guns never tire. When a Grey Knight, so use it in the shooting phase. When Grey Knight's vehicle unit from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of the phase, the unit does not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons.
Do they really have anything that benefits from that? Like a Dreadnought?
Dread Knights.
Dread Knights?
Dread Knights.
Wait, they can't move and fire their heavy weapons?
I don't think they can.
Oh my god.
So I think they can like deep strike and they have a bunch of heavy weapons. They might be mostly assault though. I haven't looked at our Dread Knight in a while.
Yeah. Like the only thing I can think of is a Mortis pattern Dreadnought.
Can Grey Knights take those?
I know they could take the Rifleman with the missiles and las cannons.
Okay.
So let's just go with the Rifleman Dreadnought. But at the same
Rifleman
time...
is quad auto cannons.
Oh yeah, it is.
Not quite. Yeah, whatever.
You know what I mean though. The las cannon missile launcher Dreadnought.
Last blast. Or last missile, I don't know.
Yeah, they're getting rid of las plaz.
Essentially, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 CP Fury of the Proven.
There's a lot of fury in this book.
I mean, they can't be like moderately happy of the Proven. It has to be like the Fury.
Slightly agitated Fury.
So,
It's Karen coming to talk to the manager.
tell my wife. Hello. So select one Grey Knight's Terminator unit from your army until the end of the phase. When resolving an attack made by a model in that unit, add 1 to the hit roll.
So they're hitting on 2s.
So because that can be used in any phase, you can use that to fight, you can use that to shoot, you can use that to overwatch, although that can't be modified.
No, because it's always 6s. Right. What's cool is most chapters actually have this now.
Something like that, yeah.
Actually, no, it's just them and Dark Angels.
Sternguard have a +1 to wound, Vanguard have a +1 to hit.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I actually think this one is probably one of the better ones. It makes Paladins definitely playable, especially with transhuman physiology.
Yeah.
Like, so...
Paladins went way down in points.
So my whole thing is, I would like to deep strike a unit of 10 Paladins. Hear me out. This is big brain thinking, by the way.
Yeah, we're getting into the jank tank here.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Deep strike them within 3 inches. Mm-hmm. All of those guns... Just open fire on your opponents, picking out targets that are needed, hitting them on 2+, then when your opponent has to rebuttal against them, because Terminators you do have to answer, otherwise they become like a huge problem. Especially that close to you, like 3 inches away, they're a huge problem.
They're still on 40s.
They're on 40s. Okay. Yeah. So they're large bases. And the biggest thing is like the transhuman physiology on giant units of Terminators. Yeah. And I think they have a toughness 5 one as well.
Yes, that is
the second Terminators can get to toughness 5, which is what I've been saying since the beginning of this edition, they become playable.
It's a stratagem to make it happen.
You know what? It's fine. I will pay all of the command points to make them toughness 5 for the rest of the damn game.
Okay, so that's Fury of the Proving. 1 or 2 CP for Redoubtable Defense.
Redoubtable defense.
Yeah.
They doubted it for a second, but then they redoubted it, and, they don't doubt it that much anymore.
Okay, so if the unit contains 5 models or fewer, it's a 1 CP. If it otherwise, it's a 2 CP. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against that unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic for that weapon.
So that makes Paladins way more survivable?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Again, I'm seeing Dark Angels and Grey Knights as taking Terminators, which is something that I said avoid at all costs at the beginning of this edition.
Yeah.
And don't take a 5-man unit. Take a 10-man unit.
And so you also have like the Chaos guys are moving toward.
Yeah.
Terminators.
Yeah. What is it? Red Butchers and Emperor's Children like Terminators.
Yes.
Because
you can't really mass sonic weapons like the Emperor's Children like to do.
But they're still really good.
But they can auto 7-inch charge.
Yeah.
With Emperor's Children, and that gets pretty good. Being able to Red Butchers and just getting Blood for the Blood God is amazing.
Oh my god, yes.
It's I love it. Like every time I build, it's like Alpha Legion for delivery, Red Butchers for clearing all the screens ever, and then you pick your third one. So like Wordbearers, you're doing like a possessed bomb, or that's what I do.
I like doing Sonesh because just the sheer amount of firepower they have is. Yeah, Emperor's Children. Sonic. Sheer amount of firepower is superior to all of the legions.
Mm-hmm.
It actually is, like statistically, because of the endless cacophony on giant units.
And it's the thing where they play like Beethoven's Ninth in like a bad thing from the fluff. And it's like, oh, you get to use this once, and it's like, oh, all the sonic weapons are way better. It's like, all right, so you just play AC/DC?
You play that funky music, white boy.
Not that white.
I mean, you're compared to me.
Compared to you, I'm like...
You're tan.
Joke. Okay, so...
It's because I lack pigment. Actually, that's not true. I don't know why I'm this white.
You're also whiter in the picture than you are on in the real lives.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of color there, you know.
There's a little bit, like when I get flustered. You can see a little red.
It's just white.
It's just white.
Might be a little green, actually.
Like a Super Saiyan, the more white I get, the more powerful I become.
That'd be blue, I guess? Yellow? I don't know. Okay, 1 CP for Powerful Adept. Use the stratagem in your psychic phase. Select one Grey Knight Psyker unit. So
anything except for a Land Raider and Storm Raven.
And a Rhino.
And a Rhino. And a Land Raider Prometheus.
From your army with the Rites of Banishment ability.
Oh, and the Razorback.
Yeah, until the end of that phase, the range of the psychic powers of that unit manifests are increased by 6 inches.
Alright, that's pretty good.
There can be moments where it's like, oh, I need to get outside of deny range, and then I just do that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Early on, that might be really good, too.
Yeah, it allows you to get an extra turn of, or like you get one unit that's like halfway in to get an extra smite off.
What about a unit that needs to cast like Gates of Infinity, or a unit that needs to cast like the Vortex of Doom, which if you don't... Vortex of Doom, by the way. No. Shush your face. Shush.
It's still bad.
Shush. All right.
Still bad.
Vortex of Doom only works 100% of the time if when you roll your dice, you shout, "Witness your doom." Just saying. I've never seen it fail if you shout out, "Witness your doom."
Casts on 8s, doesn't it?
Yes. It's a really bad psychic power. But if you shout and believe in the heart of hearts that the Emperor is with you, he will guide those dice to a 12, and then you'll still lose your Psyker, but it'll be so worth it.
Okay. Steady
You do know where Witness Your Doom is from, right? Dawn of War?
Oh, yeah. It's
the Psyker.
It's not the Primaris Psyker, it's the Astropath character.
No, it's the Primaris Psyker.
That's not a Primaris Psyker, that's an Astropath.
Well, it was made before Primaris Psyker was a thing.
Right, because it was made in like 4th edition.
Yeah. But it is the HQ Psyker unit. And he just, when you click
they're
his...
Weird Vein Psykers now.
Yeah, when you click his psychic power, his smite, because it's actually smite. Yeah, he just shouts that. It's the best thing ever.
It's the same guy who voiced the Chaos Cultist?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 1 CP for steady advance. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Grey Knight's infantry unit from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase for the purposes of the Bolter Discipline rule. That unit is treated as having remained stationary for your previous movement phase. Also, this is in addition to what they have in their book, by the way. This is just...
Yeah, so what does that actually help with?
It's Bolter Discipline.
Yeah, but...
They got Bolter Discipline in this.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to think like... No, that's really good. Never mind. I'm dumb. Don't mind me.
It's just more shots, because they all have Stormbolters.
Yeah.
So they're all just rapid fire 2 weapons.
Oh my god, just their Terminators are growing on me.
Terminators always get Bolter Discipline. This is not needed.
No, but I like the Terminators. They're so cool looking. Sorry, I'm gushing about Terminators because Terminators from like early on have been one of my favorite unit in 40k. Terminators and Dreadnoughts, and yeah, like the fact that we get to field them.
Over a desk. Like literally. Wait a minute. Let me go off screen.
Hey John, this is your Dreadnought that you commissioned me for. Look, see, it's all shiny and chrome. And we got a subscriber, apparently, because I forgot to turn that off. Anyway, next one. What do we got?
Where are we going? Okay, so steady advance was the last one we did. Okay, so 1 CP, Duty Eternal.
That duty. That's eternal.
Doodad Duty. Use the stratagem when a Grey Knight's Dreadnought model in the army is chosen as the attack of the... It's the Dreadnought half damage strat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really good.
It's really broken good.
Especially if you can get a Leviathan with that. Ooh.
Grey
Knights can't get it. But that would be cool.
Do they have Ironclads?
No. The only ones that get Ironclads are vanilla Marines.
Yep. They're T8, and they're annoying.
Oh my god, they're so good.
So annoying.
So good.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 CP, Untainted and Unbound. Use this stratagem when a Grey Knight's Purifier Squad... Woo, I kind of wanted to stop reading. Unit from your army is chosen as the target of an attack. Okay, they get a 4-up invul and they auto-pass morale.
Yay.
Woo.
That's kind of good. That could be useful.
It's not bad, but it's like, why are you fielding Purifiers?
Purifiers are the ones with flamethrowers, right?
They all have flamethrowers.
That's cool. That's really good if you do the 3-inch one.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Okay. Okay.
And then they get a 4-up info, and then you can use transhuman physiology and just watch them survive everything.
Not.
See? I'm thinking with portals.
Not. Okay. 1 CP for fight on the move. Use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select 1 Grey Knight's Interceptor Squad. Okay, I've seen those. From your army. Until the end of the turn, that unit can be chosen to shoot with and charge even if it fell back this turn.
Which is always good.
Why are you allowing it to get in melee?
Well, I mean, don't the Inceptors still have close combat weapons?
They all have force weapons.
Yeah, then you charge...
And they all...
So, okay. So you're doing your shooting and everything. Your opponent gets to your face. And you were like, nah, stop punching me in the face. So you move back. You spend the stratagem, you fire, and then you charge them when you weaken them. See? Big brain thinking.
So 1 CP for preternatural senses. Use this stratagem when a Grey Knight's Purgation Squad... Wait a minute, which one? So Purifier Squad is the special weapons.
I think Purifiers is the special weapons and Purgation are the heavy weapons.
Okay, cool. This is going to be useless then.
I like their heavy weapons.
From when your army fires Overwatch, you Overwatch on 4s.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
It's terrible.
You're terrible.
Because if that squad is getting charged, you're getting tabled.
Yes. It's just a last-ditch effort.
So there's a lot of stuff. It's like, how bad am I losing? Am I using... Oh, God, I might as well just... Okay, I'll use preternatural senses.
I think it's good.
Terrible. Oh, there is a way to make it so that they're one of their older psychic powers can make it so that they don't need line of sight.
Yeah.
And so they can be out of line of sight and still get to fire and Overwatch on 4s. So like there is...
See? Immediately.
But it's a lot of work. That took me seconds of thinking. So 1 CP of Empiric Surge. Use the stratagem in your psychic phase after a Grey Knight Psyker unit from your army has manifested a psychic power. Until the end of that phase, when a psychic test is taken for a friendly Grey Knight Psyker unit within 6 inches of that unit, add 1 to the total.
Which is really good if you use a captain in Nemesis Baby Carrier, because he has such a big base that you just need 1 model within that 6 inches of that giant oval.
You can do it on a regular Grey Knight Strike Squad that's 10 models too.
Yeah, so you have, well, I mean...
Way more.
Yeah. You have a ton of options.
Yeah.
Especially if you deep striked 1 squad in, like, all the way across your opponent's army and then had everything else in range.
6 inches behind them?
Yeah.
What have you done wrong that you have your models that far up?
Oh, no.
Use that as a...
Your opponents come to you, and then it's your turn, so you deep strike in front of them to make a roadblock for them, and then you conveniently just move up into range, and then galaxy brain thinking, you start doing all of this.
300 point unit? It's a 300 point unit.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Is it?
No, but it's cool.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Hey, rule of cool is the most important thing ever.
Having fun. Winning is a theme. So,
See this guy.
Different humans. So they also have a discipline. They also have a bunch of relics.
So let's get into the relics.
Okay, they have a 3 damage force sword.
Which is okay. I think everybody at this point has a 3 damage sword.
Yeah, it turns off invulns on demons.
Okay,
so if you're win-mooring on demons, you win more.
So it's really funny. We were talking about this off camera. Grey Knights are ridiculously good at killing Nurgle. Like, ridiculously good at killing them. Ridiculously good at killing Thousand Suns. Adequate at killing Khorne, and then cannot win against Slaanesh.
Well, the Slaanesh have to... Because once they close in... The thing is, though, you can still smite things you're in combat with.
Yes, you can, but the problem is...
Just clear them off.
The problem is that Slaanesh bomb can just get to you turn 1.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the scariest part about Slaanesh, is once those contorted epitomes are in position, they're shutting down your psychics, because paralleling on... You're paralleling on everything.
1 in 6.
And... Is it 1 in 6 for doubles?
Doubles, yeah. It's 1 in 6. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3.
And then they can shut down your powers really quickly, because they're all psychers as well.
Yep.
And then they have their melee abilities, and they're just casting real smite back at you, as well as some of their abilities. And if they combined it with Slaanesh Demons and take this... Oh my god, it just... Not Slaanesh Demons, I meant Chaos Space Marines. and actually get another bomb in your face, it's really terrifying. Like, they cannot win.
Demons can't summon demons, can they?
Demons can summon demons.
Okay.
They just have to not move, and then they can summon a demon.
Right.
Which is terrifying when you summon, you know, a single fiend out of absolutely nowhere, and it makes its charge, and your opponent just goes like this. All right, I'll retreat from it because it's in a very very awkward spot on my deployment, and you just sit there going like this. I can't retreat from that, and they're
No, not in my house.
And then you consolidate into multiple units. They attack. They don't kill the fiend, and then you just sit there going like this.
How many wounds does a fiend have?
Like 4.
Okay.
They can tank quite a bit too. Like, they're really good.
5 T4.
T4, something like that.
Okay. So so there's the Sanctic Shard. Psychic when you take a psychic test, you can reroll it.
Okay.
And add 1 to the total for psychic tests taken for a model with this relic. So you add 1 and you reroll. So it's pretty good on like.
And it's a you can, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so if you are fouling it, you can roll it. If you wanted to get the 12 with this, oh wait, they can't. Yeah, they just replaced Smite with Baby Smite, which is now better Smite. Yeah.
They still cast Smite, but it has special rules.
Yeah.
In their codex, which is weird. And
but it's always on a 5+.
Yes.
Which is good.
So it's
and it's dealing 2 damage now.
Yeah, so it's super reliable. So it's like an auto cannon with.
It's just good.
Yeah. Let's see
What's the next one?
So there's Augurium
Scrolls.
Yeah, that one. It's an augur, so it looks into the future. When
Augurs in the chat.
When resolving an attack made with a nemesis weapon, it's with a nemesis weapon, I lost interest, by a model in a friendly Grey Knights unit within 6 inches of a model with this relic, an unmodified hit roll of 6 modified gets 1 additional hit.
So, again, you know what this is really good at?
Base tanking.
That's right. Paladins.
Yeah, they're mostly a shooting unit.
They still have close combat.
Yes,
like,
all of them have it.
Yeah, see, then you see the army as what it is.
It's not what they need.
No, it is definitely what they needed.
Okay, so Stave of Supremacy replaces a Nemesis Warding Stave. If a Psychic Test is taken within
Still think they should make Stave of Mediocrity.
That would probably
and it's just
be
like,
in the Guard Codex.
It's just like it minuses 1 from every unit's like leadership around you, enemy unit.
Wouldn't that just be like a revolver? Right? Just mediocre and just walk off. When a psychic test is taken for an enemy model within 18 inches of a model with this relic, the enemy suffers perils of the warp on any roll value. Hey, you can demons the demons.
Yeah, you can contort the epitome, the contort of the epitomes. But you can only get it once, where they can get it 3 times.
Well, no, this is just whenever.
Yeah, but they can do it with 3 different units.
Right, but the effect doesn't stack. You don't get to perils multiple times. It just causes a perils.
No. I mean, they have 3 of them. You have 1 guy that does it.
Yeah, but you can face tank with an HQ a lot harder than they can.
Well, I don't know about that one.
Okay, so the last one is Artisan Nullifier Matrix. Librarian model only. Once per turn, when a psychic test is taken for a friendly Grey Knights unit within 6 inches of a model with this relic, you can increase or decrease by 1 the value shown on one of the dice.
Ooh, that could be super.
So you're just moving dice?
Yeah.
So why would you decrease it by 1?
In case of perils.
Stopping perils.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yes,
it's like, oh crap, I rolled a 12.
Have 2 good psychic ones. So that's really good.
Oh, there's actually 1 more.
And then Tech Marine model only, losing interest. When using a model with the Relic's Blessing of the Omnissiah, the target regains up to 2d3 loss instead of 1d3.
You can keep a Dreadnought alive a lot longer.
Yeah, that's not bad. And then I believe they get access to the Faith and Fury, like Super Apothecary, Super Tech Marine, Super Librarian, and you probably take the Super Apothecary.
Yeah.
And the Super maybe Tech Marine, maybe Librarian. No, you don't take the Librarian.
No, I don't think it's worth it with them.
No. So there's a Warlord trait that gives him +1 to cast, and then you can give him a relic that's +1 to cast.
Oh, +2 to cast.
And then he has a reroll.
Ooh.
So
and he can -1.
So it's
Yeah.
So you probably put like this on a librarian and this one on another librarian.
Yeah.
So you probably put like the Artisan Nullifier Matrix onto one librarian, then you have another librarian that's a Sanctic Shard, has a Sanctic Shard.
He sharded himself.
Wait, I don't know,
would the Sanctic Shard actually be part of a Satan?
What's the Sanctic Shard? Ooh, let's see where it's from Garlgast. An artifact recovered from the demon-infested world of Garlgast. This gleaming gem has been reconsecrated by several of the more senior members of the chapter's librarians, binding the auras with some something words cleansing. Grey Knights succeeded in something chaos taint.
Something chaos taint.
Something chaos taint.
Sounds dirty when you say
mysterious
it.
Power, but mysterious chaos taint.
Mysterious chaos taint.
I mean, it's all.
So Nesh would like to know its location.
Right.
And what else do we have in here?
So there's the Psychic Discipline is pretty simple.
Where's the litanies?
We already looked at the litanies. We already looked at the stratagems.
So
we
now
looked at the unit and the relics. So the Psychic Discipline. So.
Now these are in addition to the ones in the book, right?
So.
I believe these are. I might be wrong, and if I am, I'm sorry.
Okay, so the Dominus Discipline is competitive to the Sanctic Discipline as I'm reading it. So the Sanctic Discipline is what's in their codex. Each psyker who draws a power has to choose if they're
from Sanctus
from
or Dominus.
Sanctic or Dominus. Yeah, so you choose one.
I want to be a saint, but I also want to dominate somebody. Ooh.
Get the whips.
I like your face just now when you looked up. You're just like, Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, so you just get to choose.
You have to choose which one.
Yeah. So each unit just goes, that one.
Nah, be a real gamer. Roll a d6 for your psychic powers.
That's so bad.
It is, but it's really funny.
Okay, so first one, warp shaping on a 5.
That's flesh shaping.
No, this is warp shaping.
Ooh, okay. Shaping the warp.
Yes, warp shaping. So on a 5, you get to change your tide of the warp.
Okay, no, that could be useful.
It's how the army functions basically right
now.
Yeah. So 2, armored resilience. It's 6 within 12. Doesn't require line of sight. Until start of your next psychic phase when resolving attacks that target that unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Which is fun because depending on how your math works out depending on what model it is, you can put this on to something, then transhuman physiology it.
Yeah. And
depending on how the math works out for the different weapons, that can actually make it wound on 5s.
Now, all I'm saying is paladins.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it does sound pretty good, doesn't it? Because that's
getting there, but
that's a lot of stuff to put into it.
So 3 ethereal, manipulation, warp charge 7, 1 friendly unit within 6 inches of the psyker till the start of your next psychic phase when resolving an attack made by a model in the unit with the psychic phase against a unit that is within half range. You can reroll the hit.
That's actually really good.
Okay, so that's within rapid fire range of whatever weapons they're firing.
So if you cast that on, say, a unit of paladins.
Okay.
Actually, it's really good on anything which is a lot of heavy weapons.
Yeah, especially something that... Well, it's only a 6-inch range power?
So the thing is, you could deep strike
12.
You could deep strike that psyker, too, to use that.
Yeah, they're all in... Yeah, because their librarians are all in Terminator armor. So
just boop right behind your giant unit of...
Yeah.
Actually, no, that works out really well with the deep striking of the 3-inch deep strike, as well as just dropping him behind those Grey Knights. Especially with Paladins, because they have the 40mm base, you'll actually be within 6 inches of them and 9 inches away from your opponent.
You want to be outside of, the 18-ish to get, bonuses, because a lot of those abilities are 18 inches. So...
I still think it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Edict Imperator... warp charge 7. There's a lot of high warp charges here. If manifested, 1 friendly Grey Knights unit within 12 of the psyker. They can shoot as if it were the shooting phase, and then make a move as if it were the movement phase.
Oh my god.
It cannot advance. It cannot shoot again this turn or charge this turn.
Oh, okay.
It's actually really good.
So it is, but where would you put it? On a unit that fell back.
You probably just do it on any... Well, they all have Stormbolters.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a strat
like...
that makes Stormbolters fire twice, and then you make them fire a third time.
Well, no, because you can't shoot the next... you can't shoot at any other phase.
This is before the shooting phase.
Yeah, but look. Read the bottom again.
Oh, yeah, I can't shoot again this turn.
So you use it on a retreating unit. Because the retreating unit can't shoot, so then it can shoot, and then you can cast... Like, if you had to have 2 units fall back, you can use a stratagem to get the other unit back into the action, and then use this psychic power to get that other unit to fire again. So I see it being useful.
Yeah. Okay, Imperium Domination. This is bad. Warp Charge 7. If manifested, get a command point.
I don't like those.
So there's like the ones for Imperial Fist, whatever, one of the regular Space Marines. It's like a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this a 7?
Like, I don't like it because there's other ways to gain command points.
They're getting rid of a lot of them.
Yeah, but you just take a guard detachment.
Yes.
Like, you lose a little bit from the book.
They lose everything in this book. Not all of it, but, like, a lot of it. They don't lose the stratagems, but they lose the tides.
Oh, that's big.
And the tides are their super doctrine.
Yeah.
They friggin' need it.
Okay, so, I still don't think it's worth it.
I don't know.
Like, when you have an army dependent on the psychic powers you choose, gaining a command point just seems like a waste.
There's nothing stopping you from having multiple powers that give you command points, because it's not regenerating a command point, it's getting a command point.
Yeah.
So...
But you can only gain a command point once per turn.
For any reason?
Yeah.
Or what about if ones... Because there's different ones, like, you've got... there's regenerate ones... Or, sorry, there's refunds, and then there's gaining.
No, refunds...
And I need to go back and double-check that now.
I think refunds are okay, but gaining is completely different.
I thought that it was the refunds that were nerfed.
I know you can only ever gain, like, 1 command point a turn.
Oh, for any reason?
I think so.
Okay, then Trajan's bad.
Like, that's how...
He gives D3 back.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Because of the new ruling and everything. But we have to check that. We have to check that.
And I'll probably have to read, because... Yeah. Okay. Inner Fire. Inner Fire is a warp charge cost of 5. Select one enemy unit within 1 inch of the psyker and roll a d6 equal to the result of the psychic test. A number of d6 equal to the result. Okay, so like if you roll like an 11, you get 11 d6.
Holy crap.
For each roll of 1, this psyker suffers 1 mortal wound, so they probably freaking die. Actually, you take about 1.5 on average per casting. And for each roll of 3+, the enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. I
like this.
So it's a high risk, high reward. You can have the guy casting, so you can have, there's a stratagem to get +1. There's a relic to get +1.
Yep. And then there's the discipline for +1, right? Was there a discipline for it?
Give me one of the tides.
Yeah.
It's +1 mortal done on smite.
Okay, then never mind. But still, it's +2, so if you get...
+2 with a reroll. So you have an average roll of 8.
Yeah.
0.7, so it's like 8, it's 9. You can get an average roll of like a 10 or an 11. And then you can take them down with you.
Yeah. Because you're gonna roll good. I think it's worth it, but at the same time, that also means you have a combat psyker, which means you're taking your librarian and putting him in danger. Personally, I'd probably put this on like a Nemesis Dread Knight and just hope for the best.
You can. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, because that is a combat monster, so it's like, he's a combat monster who also has another trick. It's kind of like the reason why I put an Inferno Pistol on my Canonesses. My Canonesses can handle themselves in combat, but just in case I want to deal some d6 wounds to you, bang.
I still don't like it. I still just do Blessed Blades.
Well, that's because you're dumb.
I don't think I've lost a game with them yet. We should test that.
Yeah, we should.
Coin flip. But, okay, yeah, that's about it. I think they're good.
What would you rate them out of 10? I'd say probably 7.5. They're playable. And they're really good in like, locals. But tournament-wise, the tournament players, we really got to see what happens with them. And I think they're going to be fantastic.
I think, so because you have to be pure in order to get the tides, I think the strats are really good. Because the strats are in addition, the relics are in addition, so you're gonna have the ability to get some really interesting psychic combinations going off. You're going to be able to roll some really high dice, and you're going to be able to mess with those dice a little bit, which is really nice because it's an aura mess with dice ability. And it's not once per, it's just every psychic test gets the ability to manipulate a die.
Also, the other thing that I'm really liking is the fact that they've taken units that don't actually see play and buffing them as well.
Yeah.
So now the casual player who made a bunch of psi cannons can now use them and use them efficiently instead of what they had, which was, I put psi cannons, they have a 24-inch range, but they're over here. And it's just like, well, now they can't shoot because all the action is happening all the way across the field. And they took one of my favorite units and actually made it decent. That would be the Grey Knight Paladins. I have wanted Grey Knight Paladins for a while, and I think I'm going to do a Grey Knight Paladin bomb.
They're just plastic Terminators.
I like Terminators.
Got some extra gold on them. It's just a different way of painting the same model.
I like Terminators.
There's 3 wounds. They went down in
3
points
wounds. Transhuman physiology.
Yeah.
With a buff. You can make them hit on 2s, and they can come in within 3 inches if they don't charge, which can be really, 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 really good if you need to cap something right in the back, while at the same time as roadblocking your entire opponent's army. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think that might see play.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they create a really good bubble for your Nemesis baby carriers. You're still giggling at Nemesis baby carriers, aren't you?
You're the only one who still says that?
Look, they're baby carriers.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you just replace the dude hanging there with a dreadnought plate, like the front plate of a dreadnought, and it looks so much better. It looks so much better.
Yeah.
Or just do yourself a favor, buy the Custodian Dreadnoughts off of Forge World. They're about the same height. The Telemann Dreadnought's about the same height.
That's true.
And just paint it silver. There you go. I solved your problem, and I made the knight. Cool. There. Solved it. You can thank me with offerings of Skittles and Patreon. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. What did you think?
I think this book just has a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah, except for lore.
I don't read that anymore. I've given up on it.
Yeah, the Psychic Awakening books are a little bit...
Whenever I need to understand, or whenever I need to like solidify my opinion on the lore, I get you to tell me the stories, and I go, yeah, that's why I didn't read that. And then she just makes sure it keeps my faith strong in the...
I think they're good.
I like that there's a lot of effort being put into making stuff that it wasn't seeing play, see play.
Yeah.
And so you're getting the whole codex now functions now, which is cool. And then you can read them.
Except Tactical Marines.
They will not do anything to them, and I don't understand what's going on. They're literally like, well, we could bring them down a point, but let's just not. We can give them more strata. I don't know. They seem pretty OP in their not being used whatsoever. Okay,
so it's even... You give them the best weapon outlook, which I personally think the best that they can do is melt... Like, if you don't care about points, it's Melta, Combi Melta, Multi-Melta, just for sheer amount of damage output. Okay?
Sure.
Okay?
It's
still outperformed. Like, even at max damage, it's outperformed by an Intercessor unit of the same points with Stalker Bolters.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Yeah, Intercessors are, like, completely removed.
Also, Master Lazarus. He's not worth it.
No.
At all.
No.
He's laughably bad.
I mean, he's cool. Look at the picture, it's cool. Look at the model, it's cool. But the rolls are just... Yeah.
So what's funny is your standard Gravis captain is about the same amount of points and will outperform him. I think...
How many points is he?
He's got to be like 175, I think.
Why?
I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong right now. Let's see if I'm wrong. Let's pray that I am wrong. It's at the back.
Friggin'
At the back of his section. I know, it's weird. Yeah. Wait for it. Named characters is somewhere on here.
No, that's a name guide. What's his name again?
Lazarus.
He's not in here.
Why is he not in there?
I don't know.
Is he really not in there?
No, he's not in there. That's their points changes. Oh. Master Lazarus.
Is he not in here? Are we just missing him?
Quality content.
What the? Wait, okay.
Is he in the front?
I'm
just gonna see
What?
So their stratagems.
I don't see it.
Angels of Death. He's 7 power level. There's people who play that, right?
Dedicated transport. Other. Where the hell is this guy?
How many points is he in?
I know we found him the other day. What the hell? Okay, alright. It's gotta be like...
It got retconned out of the book.
He's
7 power level, so he's probably around 140. And if he's more than 115, he's not worth it.
Yeah, because you can just take a Smash Captain.
Like 140, 145. Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Okay, hang on. We gotta find him.
Now those are different kind of bolters.
Okay. Master Lazarus.
Point value? No. Okay, cool. Good.
What the hell?
Good.
Okay. Asmodile, Azrael, Belial, Ezekiel, Samael on Saberclaw, Samael on Corvus. Okay. Chaplain with Jump Pack, Interrogated Chaplain,
He's a named character, though. He's not in the name.
Yeah, he's not here.
Lost him. We'll figure it out. Or not.
Here, you check really quickly. Check as I do my outro.
Okay.
Okay, so aside from not finding Master Lazarus' point cost, which I think might actually come in his box now thinking about it.
Stupid.
I agree. Anyway, guys, I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching till the end and really helping out the channel. If you want to continue helping out the channel, please check out Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to helping out. It actually bought us a new studio light, which makes me even more pale.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently. And it also helped us out with getting some new Dark Angel stuff for the studio itself. You guys have been awesome, and I continue to ask you for your support because I love each and every single one of you. As always, check out all the links in the description down below. There you can follow me on all sorts of social media, including Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and something else that I can't remember at this current moment. And I want to know all of your comments, your questions, what you think of this codex/supplement.
Still can't find his point value.
I know, this is ridiculous. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.
Still can't find it.
Jesus. Hey everyone, do you want a cool shirt? Be sure to check out my Teespring. Link is in the description down below.